Good evening. Judge Coons is a very, very, very hard act to follow, and I'm not even going to try. First, I would like to thank the Metropolitan Black Bar. I am truly humbled to receive this honor from such a distinguished organization, an organization that has and continues to strive for greater equity and diversity within the legal profession. A very special thank you to President Paula Edgar, the officers and the board of directors for this recognition and continuing to host such a fantastic gala, 33 years and counting. And I would also like to extend congratulations to the other honorees. When I was informed that I would be receiving this honor and providing remarks tonight, I kept on returning to the concept of the afterthought. Recently, I attended a dinner where Jeremy Travis, the former president of John Jay College of Criminal Justice, gave a speech in which he both recognized and thanked his wife, his daughter and her husband, and his other daughter and her girlfriend. There was consistent applause for each recognition, and in that moment, I was surprisingly conflicted. On one hand, I was pleased to see diversity and sexual orientation truly accepted. Such normalization of difference is something that we progressives seek to achieve. On the other hand, I realized that I was subconsciously expecting a different and a more expressive, if not negative, reaction from the audience. And I was surprised when it didn't materialize. The scene I witnessed that night was a manifestation of the afterthought, a moment where a subject had become so ingrained in our collective subconscious that it no longer triggered active or exceptional thought. It was just normal. Achieving this sort of afterthought, and by the way, one that does not impede our ability to celebrate individual differences, has been the goal of my professional work. I believe that true equality is only realized when we find common ground in being different, and when no demographic is routinely or disproportionately burdened with discrimination or indifference. It's clear to me that we have not reached that level of equality by any objective standard. Our Constitution provides that no state shall abridge the privileges and immunities of citizens, deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without the due process of law, or deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. But our history is littered with examples of utter disregard for such principles. People in power have justified slavery, justified segregation, and justified the systemic targeting of groups for exclusion from some of this nation's most fundamental institutions and essential benefits of citizenship. The concept of individual liberties has not been objectively defined or protected over time. Rather, we have seen an equal application in theory and in motion for years. With each strike at an exclusion, we have seen dramatic and blatant attempts to use equal protection and equal application concept to perpetuate the status quo in other spheres. I'm not denying you the right to marry. You can marry the person of the same race. I'm not denying you access to this school. You have the same resources in your school district. I'm not barring your admission into this country based on your religion. I'm targeting terrorists. And yet, even while facing evolving challenges and shifting rhetoric, we have made incremental progress. In New York, for example, we have raised the age of criminal responsibility. We have removed barriers to marriage based on sexual orientation. We've created a special prosecutor to investigate claims involving the deaths of unarmed civilians at the hands of police. We have created and sustained a robust minority and women-owned business program. And the list goes on. But there's simply much more work to do. And as trite as this may sound, we can only achieve success in this work if we do it together. Our federal reality, the new reality that we're all waking up every day to realize, means that we cannot succumb to the often prevalent factionalism that limits our ability and our empathy for those that are different from us. We cannot stay in our respective lanes. James Baldwin said in the 1960s that the political vocabulary of this age cannot serve this age. I respectfully submit to you today that we need to revisit our vocabulary, the way we classify ourselves and classify our differences with others, if we are to achieve any long-standing success. If we do this, if we honestly accept the challenge of creating holistic and inclusive change, we will ensure that the injustices of today are the afterthoughts of tomorrow. If we do not, we will continue to question those who hold the keys to power as they question why we are in the room in the first place. Thank you.